let it fall, let it fall, let it fall, let it fall. So happy, so happy, so happy, so happy. In weeks, months, happy, 'cause I like the way tears fit my cheek.
Hey guys, so I'm going to get to the questions. Last week I wasn't on because I was busy, long story, so I'm just going to get straight to it. These aren't in order, by the way, I just wrote them in a list, so sorry. Ted asked about friends with benefits. I think it's okay to have friends with benefits as long as you have rules and you really stick to them. Like, if you have a friend like that, you probably shouldn't be, spending a lot of time hanging out with them. You should keep it fairly, to business, I guess. I don't know. I just think if you spend too much time together, it's likely to get a bit complicated. Guy asked 10 years ago, what do we think the world was going to be like now? I don't know that I thought much about what the world was going to be like. I thought what I was going to be like, but the world, I thought it would probably be a bit more advanced than it is now. Technology-wise, I guess I thought we'd have hovering cars or something crazy like that, because I was, 14 10 years ago. But, yeah, I didn't think about how the world was going to be in, any great detail. Peter, what is a childhood book I hold dear to my heart? Oh god, there are so many. Beauty and the Beast is probably the biggest one. It was like my all-time favorite growing up, and I loved her dress. It was like ridiculous. I was sure I could wear yellow, which I can't, but that's fine. It was a really good book. It was my favorite, and I went to see the movie and all that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna go with Beauty and the Beast. Or Hungry Caterpillar if you're going really, really young. So you can Google that. It's like a really, under 3 book. And have I ever met anyone from online? How did that go? I've met a lot of people online. And I've had good and bad experiences. I've met people online, met them in real life for an hour or two, if you get my drift. And that worked out fine. And I've met people online and had long-term relationships with them. So yeah, I think online is an awesome place to meet. I mean, for me, I find it a good place because it saves me wasting time. Like, I'm very fussy about certain things, and what I like about meeting someone online is that I can already rule out those things, and it just kind of shortcuts the whole dating process for me, which I'm all for. Greg, were you ever that person at a party? Absolutely, I've been that person. Yeah, I think we're just going to leave it there. Yeah, I've been that person. And would I change myself for someone? I would change myself for someone provided they had my best interests at heart, and I believed that they were doing it for noble reasons. If I, for example, had a drinking problem and they were trying to help me through that, then yeah, absolutely, I'd have, I'm not gonna not change. But if they wanted me to say I don't know, stop studying just because they didn't like that I was smarter or something, then I would definitely have an issue changing. So I think it's relative to their intentions for me. Benji. Oh, note. In the video from, when you were hanging out with your friend from Brooklyn, which, by the way, is, the place I want to go, but never mind that, you looked very smart in the shirt, didn't you just? That was very styling. And have, things I haven't done sexually that I want to do. I've been thinking about this since, I heard about it, and I honest to God just can't really think of anything I haven't done. I mean, I've done a lot, and generally if I want to do something, I just go ahead and rule it out straight away. So there's not any I mean, there's people, I suppose, that I'd like to sleep with who I haven't slept with, but there's not really things, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think I've done everything I want to do. I really did try and think of something, though. I really did. I even discussed it with friends, and they were all like, I think you've done it all. So, and Ryan wanted to know what our thoughts on euthanasia were. It's so complicated. I think it's a real case-by-case basis. I think if you've decided that you're in a lot of pain, or, you know, if your quality of life is severely diminished, then I think you should have the choice. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's your life and you should have the choice to end it with or without dignity and as much of that as you want. So, yeah, I think that in some circumstances, euthanasia is okay. I just think it would be very hard to govern, so I wouldn't really want to try picking apart how you would go about that. But I do think in some situations, I think if you know, if the person hasn't said they want to and they're unconscious or in like a vegetative state, I don't think we can really make that choice for them. I think they would need to make their choice ahead of time, and if they haven't, then it's not really an option. Just because it's one of those things I don't think we can really pick for someone else. In saying that, we choose to take people off life support all the time, so I don't know, it's a bit of a grey area, but I think we would have to really work out some pretty, you know, airtight kind of guidelines about what we wanted. But enough rambling about that. In terms of a question, I don't suppose I really have one. I feel like there's usually a lot of questions floating around, so I kind of agree with Ryan. Like, we ask each other a lot of questions, and I don't think I really have one. So I'm just gonna say, till next week.